coming for you. We have arrived Richmond, Virginia, James River. It has been a rainy day traveling. Traffic's been awful, but we made it. Ready to get out there tomorrow, see what the James has in store for us this year. I got a good history here. I fished a couple pro circuit events, or a pro circuit and a BBT last year. Had some good success, so excited to get it back out there tomorrow and see if it's changed any. It's tidal river, so it can be, man, you never know where you may find them on a tidal river, where that water's constantly going up and down. But get out there tomorrow. I think we may go practice the Chickahominy tomorrow. That's a popular place on this river where a lot of tournaments are won. So go check that out the first day, see what it has in store. We'll see y'all in the morning. Day one practice. It's early. Over 2.5, almost 2 3/4. All right, so practice day one, James River, is a wrap. It was a so-so practice day. I tried to run a lot of new water that I haven't got bit on in previous. I've been here twice before, and didn't have much success finding new water. And then I would go to an area where I've gotten bit in the past and get bit. So I don't know if I want to continue to run water that I know has been productive, because it seems like it's still going to be productive. So I stay closer to the to Richmond this today. Tomorrow I'm gonna go down to the Chickahominy, check some stuff down there where I fished last year in the BPT. Kind of some more off the banks type stuff. Fish a lot of pads with a frog, that kind of deal. So look forward to tomorrow. The tide is not great. It's more of a a rising tide, high tide, and then starts to fall, and that's how it's going to be for the tournament, which isn't that great. If optimum tide would be if it's falling all throughout the day of the tournament, but that's not going to be the case. So today I got bit more on a low tide. That's usually the case on this place, so got to figure out how to get some bites on a high tide. That's the goal tomorrow. Hopefully find a few more areas, maybe some new areas, and yeah, just see how the chick plays out tomorrow, and then that'll determine what I want to do day 3 on the last day of practice. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. I skipped it into his mouth and he bit it. A snapping turtle. Yeah, I ain't getting that one. He's gonna have to keep that. I like my fingers.
That's
well. Let's see what we can do. No shot I get that without.
Oh,
perfect.
Oh.
Sweet, that was easy. Thank you. Little mid-practice update, day 2 here at James River. Really the Chickahominy River, because that's where we're at today. Been pretty slow. I'm not figuring out the high tide deal. Tide got kind of low, and now it's a dead low right now. I've caught a few on a jerk bait, a few on a chatterbait. Then I slid up here into some pads where I heard some brim popping, and caught 2, missed another one pretty quick. So if you're ever in pads, fishing around pads, or you have a bunch of pads on your lake, lily pads that is, listen for brim. Brim is a great indicator, that there's potentially at least some bass there, because bass are going to feed on the brim. If there's no brim popping, probably not going to be any bass. Not saying there's not going to be bass, but your chances are better if you do hear the brim kind of pop in the bottom of the pads and stuff. So practice is getting a lot better now that this nutter butter is getting gnawed on. So we'll see. We'll update y'all tonight. Alright, day 2 practice, James River is a wrap. Put in a little bit longer day than I anticipated. Had a little battery issues, but everything's good to go. Stayed in the Chickahominy all day. It was kind of slow for the most part. I kind of got bit all throughout the day, but never really stumbled onto that magic spot. I feel like I did find a stretch there at the end of the day. I did, I caught a couple on a frog on low tide down that stretch, and there was a lot of movement in there, and I had to figure out how to catch them on high tide, because I have not been able to figure out how to get bit on high tide like consistently. And I was like, I'm gonna go back to there when the tide gets high, and that's what we're gonna have for the tournament, mainly a high tide for the most part. So I went back and caught. I think I had 4 bites, had like 2 3-pounders and a couple small ones. So definitely a productive area. check some stuff where I caught them last year, kind of off the bank, you know, some stumps, brush piles, that kind of deal. Saw a few, caught a few, a lot of little ones, but productive nonetheless. Tomorrow, last day of practice, I think I'm going to spend half the day kind of closer to Richmond up to James, and then the second half of the day I think I'm going to go back to the chick. So we're going to get back to the house, get some food, get a shower, and get some rest. We'll see y'all in the morning. Midday update, practice day 3, James River. We're making a move. I put in at Osborne Landing up on the Richmond side of the river, and didn't really have much luck. I think I had 5 or 6 bites, one decent one, but other than that, not that good. So we're gonna pick up, go down the chick, finish out practice down there, hopefully expand on what I found yesterday evening, late in the day. That's the goal. We'll see y'all at the end of the day. All right, day 3 practice, second half in the chick. Put my boat in the water, was pretty, got bit pretty quick, ran some shallow stuff, ran a few shallow docks, a couple of duck blinds, some cypress trees, and had some bites, had some success. And then I kind of just started looking for more stuff that I could potentially catch them off of using the live scope. Tomorrow, or the first day of the tournament, is live scope. We can use live scope the first day of the tournament in the invitationals. Day 2 you cannot. So plan after looking at the chick a day and a half. Definitely going to go down there the first day of the tournament. Try to utilize scope on the outgoing tide. I think that's when that stuff is the best. Also have some stuff where I can get some bites, you know, rolling around a chatterbomb, a swim worm, just a whacking worm, that kind of stuff in the grass. So I'm looking forward to that on more of a incoming tide and a higher tide. That's kind of how it's going to be down there. We get down there, I think high tide's going to be around 9:30 in the morning. So we'll have about an hour and a half of incoming. It'll get high, get slack, and then it'll start falling. I'll probably fish shallow on the first bit of outgoing tide. Once I feel like it gets low enough, that's when I'll get out offshore, run some of those brush piles, stumps, that kind of deal, and yeah, hopefully have 5 good ones to bring back to weigh-in. So practice, all in all, I give it like a C+, B-. You know, good practice. James, you never know what the weights may be. You got to have a big one, so we really need to find like a 5+ pounder. That's usually how river systems are. If you can get a big one, man, it can really change your bag from, you know, having 13 pounds to having 15 pounds. So goal weight to first day of the tournament would be, I think, 15. If I can catch at least 15, I'll be happy, but really hoping to get more around that 17 mark to be more towards the top of the leaderboard and hopefully carry that into day 2 of the tournament when we don't have scope. So looking forward to it, and we'll see y'all part 2 for the Derby. Let's hope we catch them.